Hello everyone, my name is Aini Ikaw, and for today's video, I'm going to talk about the purpose and guidelines of selecting instructional materials. So now let's talk about the purpose of instructional materials. We have here first, long-lasting resource. Instructional material provides a long-lasting reference that students can take away from the training session and refer back to on an as-needed basis. We all know that learners or students aren't able to remember everything being discussed during the discussion. So having this resource, this instructional materials available for them, of course, that's a physical thing. Having hard copy will help, even soft copy will help them to remember, will help them to have something to refer back to review or rescan something so that they will be able to nail whatever assessment they have to undergo. And of course, it could also serve a long-lasting learning for them. Okay, so for the next purpose, we have here instructional material provides lesson context. It helps provide users with context around the lesson steps and helps pull the content all together. For learners, it is advisable that they will not always rely on what the teacher or the facilitators are just saying. They also have to review, to read ahead of time before the discussion, the lesson context that they have so that they can relate to the discussion and that they can have this active participation within the class. So instructional materials is a great help for them. All right, so for our last purpose, we have here instructional material offers alternative instruction. It offers an alternative to the classroom or even online instruction. That is, they can walk away with a physical resource. We have to take into consideration that instructional materials serve only as a supplement, as a support. It reinforces, but never ever replace the instructors or the teachers. Because at the end of the day, learners or students needed the supervision of the expert, those experts who are expert in the field of teaching. All right, so let's jump to the guidelines of selecting instructional materials. So these guidelines I'll be discussing will be from Ololobu, Jacob, and Dajaga. For our first guideline, we have number one, consideration for the age and abilities of the learner. If the instructional materials chosen and used are above, it can inhibit learning rather than promoting effective learning. As a future teacher, we have to take into consideration and be reminded that when selecting instructional materials, we have to prioritize the interest of our learners. Remember that it's not all about the teacher or the instructor's teaching, but it's all about the learners learning from the instructional materials provided by the teachers. The young learners will be provided by uh, instructional materials that is aligned to their age and abilities, then they will learn effectively. But if not, then it will be for naught. Thus, the preparation for the instructional materials and the delivery would be in vain. Next, we have here instructional materials must be related to the lesson objectives. Any instructional materials that is not geared towards helping in the achievement of the lesson objectives is not worthy to be used in the lesson. Okay, so everything that you have, the teachers prepared the entire time of preparation period will all be in vain if it's not, if the objectives, the lesson objectives are not related to the instructional materials they prepared. The plan for the whole term will be followed. Otherwise, it will all be for naught, and that learners will be just confused because the objectives, the objectives was not obeyed or followed. Last guideline we have here, currency of information. In order for learning to be effective and lifelong, it is a must that the information being given in the instructional materials is reliable and up to date, and of course accurate, so that it can be used for a lifetime. So that's all for my discussion today. Thank you for listening. Bye.